Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you guys are. Welcome to Verbling. It is really nice to be back after like a nice 4-day break. And we are going to kickstart this week. It's not really the start of the week, it's Wednesday. The start of the week for me because it's my first class this week. And we are going to kickstart this week with a 2-hour reading class on naming babies around the world. And right now in the chat we have with us Norbert. Hi Norbert! How are you?
I'm very well. What about you?
I am good. I'm happy and I'm well rested and I'm well traveled and I feel good. So I can see that this class is actually, there were quite a few reservations. So for all the students who made reservations, now is the time to join now. Otherwise, after 2 minutes, you guys will lose your reservation and the spots will open up for everybody else. Okay, so we have Victor. Hi, Victor.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Fine, thanks.
That's awesome. Norbert, can you hear my echo?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I don't know. Who is that? Victor, is that you? I'm gonna mute you and I'm gonna see if that's you, Victor. There is an echo coming from your microphone. So either your headphones are not yeah, so we can hear ourselves. So you just unmuted yourself. We can hear that. Okay. We also have with us Sefa. Hi, Sefa. Unmute. Okay, Seifa's like, give me a minute. And Patty. Uh-oh. We got
Hi, Hina.
Hi. We got two BFFs across the world from each other and in my class. Do you guys know what a BFF is? BFF? No?
Best friend forever.
Bingo! So we got two BIFs in class, miles apart, and in my class. I feel good. I feel awesome. Okay, Seifa. Hi, how are you?
Thanks, I'm fine. You?
I'm fine too. Are you new on Verbling? Is this your first class or one of the first few?
This is my first class for you.
Oh, that's awesome. So welcome. Really nice to have you join us. And we have a couple of familiar faces. We have Rod.
Okay.
We have the always in the dark Furkan. Ooh, no, never gonna turn my light on lest anybody sees me. We have Gino. Gino changed his picture, and we have Blanca. Hi guys.
Hi.
It's so nice to see you all. For all those who don't know, it was my birthday this past weekend and I celebrated it in grand style. I took a trip of a lifetime and now I'm happy and I'm back and I'm excited to get classes started. Okay, so it looks like people are still coming in and settling down. Yuri, nice to see you back, Yuri. You're not in class. I hope that changes next time. Is everybody's Verbling chat working? Okay, yeah. Because there are a couple of issues. We have Ahmad as well. Ahmad, welcome. Nice to have you. Okay, so let's see. Victor, I'm gonna. Okay, so this time it's not Victor. This time it's Blanca. All right, or somebody else. I'm not too sure, but there is an echo coming from someone's microphone. So Seifa, it could be you. Oh, it's not Victor. It's like not me. Don't look at me. Don't point no fingers at me. It wasn't me. Okay. So it's not Victor. Seifa, it could be you. So if everybody could please keep themselves muted when they're not talking, that would be great because right now I know that someone's not there. You guys aren't muted and there's like very distracting noise, people typing. So Seifa, that's definitely you. Okay, Seifa. Don't unmute yourself, okay? Just unmute yourself when you want to talk or if you want to say something, or if you can reduce the noise somehow, then you're free to unmute yourself. But other than that, it's just very noisy from your microphone, okay? So welcome everyone. Nice to see you guys again. Today's class is a 2-hour class. So this hour and the next hour, we are going to be reading an article from Pocket Cultures called Naming Children, Traditions in 13 Different Countries. So apparently, naming kids is not a universal tradition. People name their kids differently based on where they live, what their tradition is, what their cultures are. So we're going to be reading an article. Everybody will get an opportunity to read. We'll work on your pronunciation, your pace. There's going to be some new vocabulary that we're going to be covering. So while we're doing all of that, you guys are more than welcome to ask questions if something is unclear, if you don't know what a word means, if you don't know what a phrase means. Seifa, I muted you because it was very noisy. All right. So he's complaining. He's like, guys, she muted me, man. So I did mute you because it was very noisy. But if you can reduce the noise, then you can unmute yourself, or you guys are more than welcome to unmute yourselves when you have something to say or you have a question. When it's your turn to read, definitely I won't mute you when it's your turn to read. All right. So
Sorry,
like I
Hina.
said, yeah.
I wanted to show you something on Monday, but I couldn't, so I'm gonna show it now.
Okay, guys,
I'm
Norbert has something to show. I'm gonna put Norbert up on the screen so everybody can see.
no. I will post a link into the chat box.
Okay, all right. I know we're going to screen
It's
share.
it's a video. It's about 4 minutes long, and I would like that you will watch it in the class.
We watch it in class. Okay, so
No,
Norbert,
you.
just me.
Everybody can see it in
Okay,
the screen.
okay, all right.
And
Okay, let's do
I
that.
don't want to tell anything about it. You will
Okay.
see.
Okay, so guys, Norbert has a surprise. Your surprises are always like, oh my goodness, everybody's surprises are, there's a surprise. What is? Okay, so let's see. I'm going to. I'm going
And
to. I'm
watch
going
it
to.
in full screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it in full screen, and I'm actually going to share. Can I screen share? Can I
No, no,
screen
no,
share?
no, no.
No. Okay. All right.
Just
So
watch.
everybody, we're gonna watch your video. Norbert posted it. We're all watching it right now.
Don't cry, come on.
You guys are so bad. Thank you so much. Oh my God, say something. It's so weird. It's quiet. Thank you guys so much. I'm so touched. Oh my God. Oh, I
You're
should
welcome.
I should totally like turn my camera off. I turned my camera off. That's right. My makeup is running. Thank you so much, you guys. I saw so many familiar faces I see in class, and I know some people are in my class, so that I can't like know everybody. But thank you so much. It was really nice. And oh my God. All right. Okay. Who put this together? Thank you to all you guys who
I
put
did.
it together. Thank you so much, Norbert. Yeah, camera is off. That's right. You guys can't see. You guys can't see teachers crying. That's like, oh, now you know what you look like crying.
Happy
And
birthday.
thank you so much. I'm so touched. I have no words to thank you guys. That was really sweet, and thank you so much. I don't know what to say. All the new students are like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
All the new students are like, whoa.
Oh,
Whoa.
who's that girl?
Yeah, who's this lady? Like, why is she crying? Teach us English. All
That's
right.
crying in English, yeah.
That's crying. It's crying in English. That's right. This is what crying in English looks like. Okay, so when you
Yeah.
guys cry in English, this is what it's going to look like. Thank you guys so much. I want to share this with like everybody I know. It's amazing. And I'm very touched. Thank you guys. All right, so now that I'm done crying, let us get started with our class today. So our class today is another article from Pocket Cultures, and it comes to us from people from 13 different countries. And we're going to be reading about how children, baby names come from, where they come from in all these different countries, all right? I want to start by quickly going through introductions. So if everybody could introduce themselves. So this should be a fun. Let's do a fun activity. So let's say our name. Let's say where we're from, and let's say what our name means in our language. Okay? Because today we're reading an article about baby names, so it'd be really cool to know what our names mean in our own languages. All right? So I'll start. Welcome everyone. Welcome for that very heartwarming welcome back to me. I'm from Canada. My name is Hina. I'm your teacher. Right now I'm in San Francisco. And my name is actually a South Asian name. And it means, has anybody heard of Hina? Hina? I'm writing it in Berlin chat.
No.
That's like, you guys, can you see when Indian people put like this design on their hands? Has anybody ever seen that?
Is that Hannah? Ah, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah, I know it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So my name is it actually comes from that. So Hina, a lot of people pronounce it differently. So my name is a derivation of Hina. So there you go. That's what my name means. So let's start with Abdullah.
Hi guys, hi Hina. I live in Germany. I am originally from Turkey, but I was born and grew up in Germany. And my name is an Arabic name, and it means the servant of God.
The servant of God. Okay,
Yeah.
wow. And is it traditional or is it religious?
It's religious, more religious than traditional. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Abdullah.
You're welcome.
Next, next we have Patty.
Hello, okay, my name is Buddy, I'm from Colombia, and my name, well, my father wanted to name it like his father, Abadia, that means, I don't know, Abby in English.
Mm-hmm.
Then my mom woke up and, Abadia, no, better Buddy, it's shorter, and I haven't found another Buddy.
Oh, so what is Abadia? It means Abbey, like Abbey Road.
I don't know, it's something like a kingdom, a castle, something like that.
Yeah, it's like a small chapel. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Betty. Next we have Blanca.
Hi, Hina. My name is, I think, as far as I know, is German.
Mm-hmm.
It means pure, clear, something like that. In Spanish, it's in English. I mean, it's a color white. If you say white, it's similar to blanca.
Oh, okay. All right. Nuit blanche. Yeah. So blanche in French means white as well. Perfect.
Yes.
All right.
Some of my friends even call me Whitey.
Yeah. Blanche. in French, it's pronounced a little different. So Whitey. So that's it. We're calling Blanca Whitey in class today.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you, Whitey. Next,
Okay.
Next we have Diego. Diego, can you hear us?
Hello everybody, hello teacher.
Hi.
I'm Diego, I'm from Heredia, Costa Rica, and Diego is a derivation of Santiago,
Mhm.
and that name comes from Greece. And I don't know if there is another meaning in this country, but it's like cool people, like relaxed, quiet persons who
Take
embrace
life easy and
that
chill on the
name.
beach.
Yes.
Perfect. Awesome. So your name is it represents life in Chile, Santiago. Just I'm chill. I'm gonna hang out. That's awesome. Thanks, Diego. There's a couple of names in English like that as well. Elizabeth. Has everybody heard of that name in English?
Yes,
Elizabeth.
my
Yeah. Your
mother's
mother's name is. That's awesome. So is there a shorter way that she says her name here in North America? Yeah. Is there?
Yes, but it's Hungarian, so I don't know what is it in English.
Okay. So, because in English, a lot of women who are named Elizabeth, they become Beth. So, same thing is Santiago, Diego. So you just take like a part of the name, and then you just use that. Perfect. Thank you so much, Diego. Next we have Ferrana.
Yes, so my name is Magda, I'm from Poland, and in fact, I don't know what my name means exactly.
Oh, okay. Well, how about at the end of the class, you decide what it means? So you're like, I have decided my name means this. This is my name, and this is what it means. Perfect. Thank you, Farana. Is this your first time in on Burbling or in my class?
No.
Yeah, your jellyfish like picture looks very familiar. Perfect. Thank you so much, Farana. Next we have Jarno.
Hi, I'm Jarno from Finland, and Hina,
Yes.
it was nice to see you crying. It's
Oh my
not
God.
bad thing. It's not bad thing, really. So tears of joy. Really.
Tears of joy. That's true.
It's really lovely.
You guys were so sweet. How could I was just like when I was watching the video, I was like, I'm on camera. I have to like make sure no one sees me.
That's why I showed it.
You guys are bad. You're like,
We
let's
wanted
get our
to see
teacher to
your
cry.
reaction.
Yeah.
Like let's get our teacher to cry.
Yeah.
Go
No, it
ahead,
was.
Jarno.
Oh yeah. About my name. My name. I think it comes from Greek, and it means like Jeremias or something like that. Rising up. Jeremias.
Oh, okay, raising up. All right, perfect.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
On Facebook, your name is Sharp. Is that your nickname?
Yeah, it's kind of, it's sharp Finnish. It's just my, fake profile for my learners.
For your English. Okay, perfect. I was confused. I was like, oh, I'm not sure if it's Jarp or Jarno. So it's Jarno.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Jarno.
You're welcome.
Next we have Norbert.
Hi, I am Norbert from Hungary, and I had no idea what means my name, but I googled it, and
Norbert,
it means.
I know what Norbert means. Norbert means the pianist, the piano player. That's what Norbert means, right, guys? Agree with me. Agree with me. Norbert means someone who plays the piano. So Norbert's gonna find out what his name means and Google it for us. Thanks,
Well, it's
Norbert.
also a German name, Norbert.
Yeah,
Norbert.
and it's Northern Brightness, something like that.
Northern Brightness. Okay, Northern
I
Brightness.
wrote it into the chat box.
Yeah, it's Northern Brightness. Okay, so probably like Northern Lights. Awesome. Thank you, Norbert. Next we have Rahim. Rahim just got here, so I'll get back to him in a bit. Victor, why don't you go introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Rahim.
Sorry, go. Wait a minute, Rahim. Victor, go ahead, Victor. Yeah.
Okay, my name is Victor. I'm from Spain, and my name is original from Germany and means victory.
Means victory. Yeah, Victor,
Yeah.
victory.
Yeah.
That's
It's
awesome.
easy.
It's like that's a no-brainer. Thank you, Victor. And lastly, we
You're
have
welcome.
Rahim. Lastly, we have Rahim. Rahim, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us where you're from and what does your name mean?
Okay, my name is Rahim. I am from Turkey. My name is originally is an Arabic name, and it's a name of God.
Name of God. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. And we have Anastasia in the chat. She says her name means reborn. Has everybody seen that cartoon Anastasia? Disney cartoon? I can see Anastasia meaning reborn. Okay, perfect. So welcome everyone. You guys have such unique names and they mean such different things in all your cultures and languages. So we're going to read an article today and learn how people actually come up with children name and how they decide to name their child. So does everybody have the link to the article that I posted?
Yes.
Yeah?
Lucky.
Yep.
Oh, Anastasia just got lucky. Welcome, Anastasia. Hi.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much. Your voice is really low, but thank you so much, and I'm so glad you were able to come into class.
Now it's better?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
So, Anastasia, why don't you tell us a little bit about your name?
It means like reborn from Greek, and I'm from Kazakhstan. And I'm Russian. That's it.
It's like, I cannot be more multicultural than that. Perfect. So let's see. Thanks, Anastasia. And I posted the link in the Verbling chat. So if you wanna open that, that is the document that we are going to be reading in class today. So naming children, traditions in 13 different countries. Before we begin, what is a tradition? Swear tradition?
It's a habit.
A habit, yeah, a habit or a custom. Okay, a custom is basically accepted in a country, accepted. So people who like, oh, this is what we do in our country. So a tradition of how you name your children is an accepted way of naming your children. So a custom is basically an accepted method of doing something. All right, so we're going to learn about the tradition of naming children. So the accepted procedure, if you will, of how people name their kids. All right, I'm just going to say that you guys don't have to read from my screen. You can read from your own screens. You don't have to read from my icon. I'm just sharing the screen so everybody who is watching class knows where we are. And I'm just going to ask you guys to keep yourselves muted when you're not talking, because otherwise people who are reading might have some problems. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with our victorious student, Victor. Right. Can I get you to read this first section, Victor, please?
Okay. Naming children, traditions in 13 different countries. How are children's names chosen in your country? Do you follow ancient names?
Victor, this word is chosen.
Chosen in your country? Do you follow ancient naming traditions, or are modern names more popular? Do you pass names down through family generations or invent new ones?
Perfect. So Victor, I'm just going to say this word is ancient. Do you follow ancient naming?
Ancient.
Ancient. Perfect. Yes. So the CI makes an H sound. Ancient. Ancient.
Ancient.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. You can continue
Okay.
reading if you want. Yeah.
Okay. We've had a lot of fun writing this post, and the subject of how children are named in our various countries has inspired a lot of discussion within our team of contributors. So read on to find out how children's names are chosen in Argentina, Brazil, Canada, Costa Rica, India, Indonesia, Nigeria, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Spain, Turkey, and the USA.
Okay, I'm just going to say the country is Nigeria. So there's almost like the I is a Y. Nigeria.
Nigeria, okay.
Nigeria. Perfect, yeah. And you want to read off the last sentence and then we can take it over?
Okay. Have something to add? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Victor.
You're welcome.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to mute you when you're not talking just because there's an echo. I'm not saying that you shouldn't talk. If you have a question, just unmute yourself, okay? Okay. So what questions do you guys have about these couple of paragraphs? Are there any words or any phrases that you guys don't know? Okay. Pass names down. This is an expression. What does this mean? Pass them down.
To give it to another person?
Yeah, and to give it to another person in order to continue it, right?
Yeah.
So, for example, a mother passes down her recipes to her daughter, recipes for cooking food. Okay, so when you give something to someone, yeah, go ahead, Victor.
Heritage, no?
It's your heritage, yeah, exactly. Your heritage has been passed down to you. Yeah, heritage. So like basically what your roots are, what your origins are. So to pass something down is to give it to someone with the intention that that person will continue it forward. Okay? This is how families they pass down traditions, they pass down recipes, they pass down names. Okay? What else? What other words? Ancient, to follow ancient naming traditions. What does ancient mean?
Old.
Old, yeah.
Very old. Exactly. Yeah. Okay? Antique, exactly. Antique is a physical adjective. So for example, when something is antique, it's like a vase, it's antique. Like plates, they're antique. Okay? Ancient when something is very old, like for example, ancient times. Okay? So it's
like
not
more abstract ideas. Yeah?
Exactly. Something more abstract, not like physical that here's a bowl and it's an antique. It can be an ancient bowl, but the physical form is an antique.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, perfect. Inspired. What does it mean to be inspired? So
to be influenced by something.
Yeah, to be influenced by something
it's in a positive way, not in a negative way.
Yeah, a positive influence. Yeah, go ahead.
To give inspiration or just give motivation to do your best.
Exactly. So to have inspiration, to be inspired, is to want to do better or to want to do your best. Okay? So for example, we say, oh, my mother inspires me. So my mother makes me want to be a better person. It's basically what you're saying. Okay? And we're going to be, hopefully we'll be able to read through this article. I've scheduled a 2-hour class, so we'll be able to get through all these countries, okay? And I'd love to share, and I'd love it if you guys shared your own experiences. So if you read something in one of the articles and you're like, oh, this is how it's done in our country, or it's very different from our country, I'd love to hear your opinions. So don't be afraid to share, okay? So let's start off with Argentina. Rahim.
Okay.
Can I get you to read Argentina? So I'll get you to read these 2 paragraphs.
In Argentina nowadays. In the past, firstborn babies were named after
No. What are you reading?
There are many.
there aren't many clear-cut naming traditions. Argentina. Raheem,
Yeah.
can you see my screen?
Yeah.
So it's right under Argentina. This section.
Yeah. I can start.
Yeah, go ahead.
There aren't many clear-cut naming traditions in Argentina nowadays. In the past, first-born babies were named after their parents, but now the focus is on distinctiveness.
Okay, all right. So let's break distinctiveness.
Distinctiveness. Distinctiveness.
Yes.
Yeah. Parents choose name they like or they are fashionable. For example, when Argentinian born Maxima Zorrigueta married Crown Prince Crown Prince Wilhelm and Alexander of Netherlands, the name Maxima became very popular.
Became. Yes.
Yeah, became very popular. It is not very common to name children after historical, political, or sports celebrations nowadays. However, there are a few older Juan Domingos and Juan Domingos and Ivas or Diegos.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Raheem. Okay, so in Argentina, you can have a mix of different names, right? So what words or what expressions in these
distinctiveness?
Yeah, distinctiveness. Okay. Does everybody know what it means to be distinct?
Recognizable.
Recognizable? Basically, to be different. Okay. So, for example, when you say there are 12 distinct species of dogs, there's more than that, but I'm just giving an example. So 12 distinct species would mean that there are 12 different species of dogs. So what do you guys think distinctiveness means?
Types.
Yeah, types. So unique. Okay?
Unique, yeah.
Exactly.
Different from another.
Exactly. So in the past, firstborn babies were named after their parents. But now the focus is on distinctiveness. So now the focus is to name your children very differently from how other people are named. So you want your child to have a very unique, a very distinct, a very different name from everyone else. So that is distinctiveness, the ability to be different. Okay? Is that clear?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So, for example, let's look at the example. Argentinian-born Maxima Zorrigueta married Crown Prince Wilmer Alexander of the Netherlands, and the name Maxima became very popular. Okay. So parents choose names they like or that are fashionable. Okay. Fashionable. What's another way of saying fashionable?
Very popular.
Very popular.
Stylish, fancy.
Very cool.
Very cool. That's a good way of saying it. Yeah. So very popular, very fashionable. So Maxima, she married a prince, and then Maxima became a really popular name. Okay. So in Argentina, it's not common to name children after historical, political, or sports celebrities. Okay. Is it common to name children after somebody popular in your countries? Like, yeah, Raheem.
Yeah. For example, we have a footballer named Arda, and all newborn babies names Arda now nowadays.
Oh, okay. And where does this name come from? Who is? So
Arda.
who is the Arda? Yeah. So who is this person? Arda. Is this a popular?
Arda is a very popular footballer, and he's playing Atletico Madrid.
Okay, all right. So he's a sports celebrity. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Raheem. And what about you, Jarno?
Me, my mother named me after this motorbiker who was so popular in 70s.
Oh, okay. Did she have a crush on him?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. She's like, I couldn't marry Jarno, but I'm going to name my son Jarno. Okay, so Jarno,
and also early in the 90s, when The Bold and the Beautiful became so famous here in Finland, so we started to notice that Brooke and Rich, the newborn babies, was named after these characters from this.
Okay, from the soap opera. Everybody knows
Yeah,
what a soap opera is? Yeah, soap opera. Okay, so Bold and the Beautiful is a very, very popular soap opera in the world. Basically, a lot of older generation watches it, and I think it's still being filmed. I think it's still going on. All right, so
still alive.
Still alive. I don't know. It's like almost. I think more than 20 years old. So it's called The Bold and the Beautiful. So for all those who'd like to check it out, that's the name, The Bold and the Beautiful. Okay. Thanks, Jarno. And we just have David who joined us. Hi, David. Welcome to class. I hope you have the link.
No problem. I can read your screen perfectly.
No, David. I'm gonna post it. There we go.
I have problems with Verbum chat. If you put in the other, please.
Okay, I'll put it in Google Chat. There we go.
Thank you.
Okay, for all those, you're welcome. Okay, so perfect. Let's continue on. Norbert, I'll get you to read all the way to the end. So actually, let's just read these two paragraphs. Yeah.
It's from most people.
Yeah.
Okay. Most people have a first and middle name, not more than that. Traditional first names for women are Anna and Maria, followed by a middle name, as in Anna Karina or Maria Ines.
Mm-hmm.
For men, it's generally Juan
for men.
For men, it's generally Juan or Jose, as in Juan Martin, my brother, or Jose Luis, don't know him. In the past, married women had to take their husband's name, but the law changed, and now they are free to continue using their maiden name and have the option to add his name to hers. The full name of a married woman would be given name, maiden name, the husband's name. Thus, my full name is Anna Karina Astride Aurelie. The preposition there means of, as is I belong to my husband. Personally, I don't like to be treated as a chattel.
Chattel. Perfect. Thank you, Norbert. So is this common in your countries that when a woman gets married, she takes the man's last name?
In my country.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry? In Mexico, Germany, in Hungary. Okay.
Yeah, it's common.
Yeah, in Turkey too.
In Turkey too, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it anybody in class? Is it like not common in your countries that when a woman gets married, she takes the man's name?
Well, it depends on a woman.
Yeah. Does she have the choice to?
Yes, if she wants, she will. Yeah, she can. She may not take their last name of her husband, but usually they just take husbands' last names.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The women in Germany can decide too if they want to take their maiden name or take their husband's last name.
Oh, okay, so they have the choice. All right.
Yeah.
Does everybody know what a maiden name is?
Yes.
Okay.
Your birth name.
For a woman, it is only applicable for a woman. Maiden name is only applicable for a woman because when a woman gets married, it's very common that she takes her husband's last name. So her old last name is now her maiden name. So for example, my first name is Hina, and my last name is Hina Hussein. Hussein is my maiden name. If I was to marry somebody whose last name was, for example, let's say Warang, okay? So I would become Hina Warang, okay? So then Hina Hussein would be my maiden name, okay? And this is only for a woman because a man doesn't change his name when he gets married, or at least not that I have heard of. It could be possible, but it doesn't really happen. Raheem, did you have a question?
You know, it's discrimination. Why guys don't take women's last name?
Yeah,
they should do that.
And Raheem, what did you say?
No, I don't say anything.
Okay, all right. So this is saying that in Argentina, a lot of women, they keep their maiden name and then just put the husband's last name with their name, right? So for example, if I decided to keep my last name, I would be Hina Hussein Dewaran. Okay, so they is it means basically, what does they mean?
What?
What does
It
they mean?
belongs to
So when I say
someone.
yeah, off. So basically, I am saying that I am Hina Hussein and I belong to Warang. So property. Does everybody understand the concept of property? I am property of this person named Warang. And I think that's pretty sexist. Everybody knows what sexist is? Does everybody know what sex? Yeah, what does it mean? It's basically
Well,
yeah.
it's not like equal. I don't know how to explain.
Yeah, so you're saying a woman is not equal to a man. Like she is the
Yes,
property of
exactly.
another man. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So this woman is saying that she doesn't like the fact that, her last name has to be with her husband, but she has the choice. She doesn't have to do it. So that's I actually was really surprised when I read this because I didn't know that it worked like that in Argentina. Okay, what questions do you guys have about these paragraphs? Any words that you don't know? Okay. Given name, maiden name, the husband's name. All right. Does anybody have more than 2 names? Like, do you have first name, middle name, and last name? Does anybody like that?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah?
My name is Victor. The middle name is Alemán, okay? And the last name is Girabert. Victor Alemán Girabert. Then in Spain we have two last names.
2 last names. Okay. Over here in North America, if a woman wants to get married and she wants to keep her name and her husband's last name, this is how she would do it. Okay. So just like in Argentina, I'd have Hina Hussein de Warang, but in here I'd become Hina Hussein dash Warang. Okay, so this dash should mean that Hussein is my maiden name, and I'm joining it with my husband's last name. Okay, so I guess we have that here as well, but we don't say Dewaram. We don't say I'm property of someone. Okay, perfect. I guess if there's no other questions, let's move on. Charno, any questions about the second paragraph? Any words that you guys don't know?
No.
No.
Everybody knows what a chattel is?
No.
No? Okay. Chattel? A chattel is basically another way of saying slave. Everybody knows what a slave is, right?
No.
So, a slave,
I'm just kidding.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
A slave is somebody who's bound to someone who works for someone else, all right? So is the property of that person. So this woman is saying, personally, I don't like to be treated as a chattel. So I don't like to be treated as a slave. So she doesn't like this convention. Okay, convention. Everybody knows what convention is? Convention. Writing it there. A convention is basically an established rule of a way to do something. So the convention of a woman's last name. So the convention is that a woman's last name changes when she gets married. So that is the accepted rule. That is what happens when an event takes place. So convention, an accepted rule. Okay. I think that was the only word that'd be tricky. So Jarno, can I get you to read the last paragraph?
Okay. There also used to be rules for naming children. One such rule was that the name had to be a Spanish one. If parents wanted to choose a name in a different language, they had to request permission. But it's different now, although there are still some rules in place that protect children by stopping their parents from using names that may affect the child socially later in life.
Socially,
yeah.
Socially, perfect.
Socially.
Awesome. So what kind of names do you think those are that affect people negatively in their social life if their parents name them that? Does anybody have any examples?
For example, if you name your child after a dictator, for example, or
a dictator.
Dictator, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for example.
Yeah, it would be causing problems maybe in the future, maybe.
It'll be, yeah, exactly. You don't even have to be named after a dictator. Like, for example, my last name is Hussein. Does that ring bells for anybody? Does that ring, is that like, ooh, yeah?
Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Hussein.
Exactly, exactly. What about Obama?
Obama?
Yeah. What, yeah?
Hussein Barack Obama.
Yes, exactly. That's the president, right? When he was up for presidency, people said his name sounded too much like Osama. So I mean, there's no way to like know that these names are going to become, you know, negative connotations in the future. But a few years ago, does everybody remember the riots that happened in Egypt?
Yes.
They were, they shut, like the government shut down the internet. So basically what one person did was he named his daughter Facebook.
Yeah, I read it.
Yeah. What do you think is going to happen when this girl grows up? Tell me.
She's gonna hate her parents.
She's gonna hate her parents, basically. All right. So what happened was Facebook kind of helped Egypt come out of that that time in their history where it was the government shut down internet and they had no way of reaching out to the world. So Facebook did something, I'm not too sure. And this guy was so proud, he was so happy that Facebook helped that he named his daughter Facebook. Okay. Would any of you name your son Google?
Maybe in the future.
Or maybe in the future, who knows, right?
Yeah.
Well, so
I know a guy whose last names were Bernabé, and Bernabé, and his parents put him for name Bernabé also. So his name complete was Bernabé.
That is, you know what that is? That's torture. That's torture. This is how people go insane. Does everybody know what insane means?
Yeah, it's going crazy.
It's going crazy. This is how you go crazy.
Bananas.
Exactly. So this is how you go insane. So what's your name? Bernabé. What's your last name? Bernabé. Wait, do you have another name? Bernabé. It's like, okay, you clearly need to go to a hospital, buddy. So this is how people go crazy.
I will call my children Verbling.
Verbling? Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like,
Verbling
helped me so much. You guys are named Verbling. And then like when they're 18, they're like, Mom, I hate you.
Actually, what does verbling mean?
Ooh, that's a good question. So verb and ling. Okay, so it's a
verbal,
combination.
Verbal and linguistic.
Verb.
Yeah, linguistics.
Yeah.
Linguistic.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Who can tell me what linguistic means? Abdullah, do you know what can you tell me what
linguistic is let's say the science of languages. Yeah.
Related with
languages.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So verbling would be linguistics of a verb. All right. So verb, everybody knows that the word verb is an action verb, right?
Mm-hmm.
So verbling is a combination of two separate verbs. You can see it. The verb is yellow and the ling is white. So that kind of is like, oh, it's two separate words.
Yeah, because like I have this question in my stuck in my head all the time. What does verbling mean?
Why is it verbling? I'm going crazy. So now you know. It means
now I know.
Means verb linguistics. Okay, so you're welcome. So one rule in Argentina, the names had to be Spanish. So I guess Victor, your friend, his parents only knew one Spanish name or one name from their culture, and they're like must name him over and over the same thing. So I mean, people have all sorts of weird rules. So that's really strange. If you have to choose a name in a different language, you have to request permission. But it's different now. And but there are still some people who name their children really strange things like Facebook. There's a person named Apple that I know. So that's very, very strange. And it's a girl. So her mother actually named her Apple in like the 80s, right? So she was born in 1985, and this is like before Apple became big. So she actually named her Apple after the fruit, right? But now Apple is like, everybody thinks of Apple, MacBooks, iPods. So it's very tricky naming your children.
There are names by cars, Mercedes.
Mercedes, yeah, Mercedes.
It's Spanish. It's also used in Spanish
But
sometimes.
it's a very common name in Spanish. Mercedes is the name of Mercedes.
Yeah, Mercedes is actually, go ahead, Abdullah.
No, it's okay. I want to say the same.
Yeah, it's a common name in Spanish. It's actually a pretty common name here in North America as well. It's predominantly popular in the African American communities. So a lot of girls, you'll find them named Mercedes. So yeah, I don't know. What are some other popular? I don't know. Would you name your son Volkswagen? I don't know. It's like
Hina, if I tell you one person that I know, you will laugh.
Okay, tell us the person you know, David.
Armando, Bronca, Segura.
Oh, write that down. Write that down in the chat box.
What does it mean?
I'll put it in Google.
Okay, David's gonna put it in Google. I'll transfer it to verbal chat so everybody can see. Okay, so let's go on. I don't think there's any other questions from Argentina. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. So let's move on to Brazil. Jarno, I'll actually get you to read the first paragraph of Brazil as well.
Okay, thank you. Second.
Yeah.
When I got married, I changed my name. It used to be a common practice in Brazil to change your maiden name, keeping your father's surname and adding your husband's last name. So instead of Carla Parenta Arena, I am now Carla Arena de Aguina. However, the women have the option to keep their names or make the change.
Perfect. Thank you, Jarno. And David.
You're welcome.
Oh, all right. So David has posted. So David, now you have to tell us what this name means. ABS. It's a long name. I'm posting it here.
The Armando is Arma. It's Arma.
Okay.
It's what?
Arma.
Arma.
I have no idea what
Bronca is people when they are shouting and they are fighting.
Okay,
That
okay.
is Bronca.
Okay, so quarrel.
And Segura is when you're security.
When you're security? Okay, so fighting security. Oh my goodness. Like,
it's a short fight.
mean way to name your children. It's like you represent fight and violence and turmoil in society. Yeah, Jarno's saying it's scary. A quarrel. Can anybody tell me what a quarrel is?
Argument, argue.
Yeah, and a heated argument that can become physical. So if I'm like fighting with someone verbally, I'm yelling at them, it's possible that I can start, like, we can get into a physical altercation. That's called a quarrel. Okay? So this person's name is that of a quarrel. I thought it is squirrel. No, it's quarrel.
Not squirrel.
Not squirrel? No, not squirrel. You guys have to be careful. All right. Perfect. Thank you, Jarno. Next, let's get Shirana. Shirana, can I get you to read all the way till the end of Brazil?
Yes, wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. As for the choice of our kids' names, there are no rules. Some parents prefer to have a compound name like Joao Carlos, Luis Wilhelme, Maria Eduarda, while others keep it simple. In my case, we chose the name of our kids based more on how it sounded than any specific reason. Eduardo and Caio were our choices. We also considered the fact that these names couldn't cause any embarrassment at school for them and would be more easily pronounced in different parts of the world. However, there are some parents who will name their children in homage to their parents or grandparents, and some even like the idea of putting my kids' name the same as the father's, adding the word Junior to their surnames. So if the father is called Marco, the kid would be Marco Junior. And there are many cases in Brazil with funny stories. Parents wanted to give their kids fancy foreign names, but when they got to the notary public to make the birth certificate of the kids, the notarial just spelled it wrong. So instead of Michael. We have Michael. For William, we have Ilya.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Awkward situations just for the sake of being different or trying to go beyond our cultural traditions.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Farana. All right. So choice of naming kids. There's no rules. People just name their kids what they like, right? So based on they name them based on how they sound and not any specific reason. There's a word here. Perfect. Okay. So however, there are some parents who will name their children in homage to their parents or grandparents. What does this mean?
How much? Is it something to do with respect, maybe?
Yeah. Exactly. It has something to do with respect. You're right. Go ahead.
But I forgot it. It's to show respect to another person or something like that. No?
Yeah, to show, it's basically exactly what you're saying, to show respect or dedication to something else. So for example, if you name your child after your own father, basically what you're saying is, Dad, I respect you so much. You have played such a big role in my life. I'm going to name my kid after you. Okay? So you, in dedication, in respect to your parents, you name your children the same thing. Would anybody do
traditions?
To continue traditions, exactly. Would anybody do that? Would you name your child after your mother or your father?
I don't know.
My name is my grandfather.
Okay, so your parents named you in homage to your grandfather. So Rahim, now you know you're named in homage to your grandfather. I personally would not name my kids after my parents because I think it would be weird, right? Like, I don't know. I don't want to call my kid what my dad is called, you know? It's like, oh, that's strange. It's like, but for a lot of people do that. So in homage to their parents, in honor of their parents, in respect to their parents. Okay?
And in some families, sorry.
Go ahead, Blanca.
In some families, they call John the First, John the Second, John the Third.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Chelsea John
Junior.
15.
Junior, yeah, Junior. Does anybody use that? Is anybody like whatever, John Junior?
No.
No?
Not in Mexico.
Okay, not in Mexico. So so if your name was John and then you named your son John, so he'd be John Jr., right? And then your grandson was also named John, then he would be John the Second. Okay?
So we call
like a king.
George Bush Jr.?
Yeah, George Bush. Yeah, George Bush. George Bush. So George Bush is George Bush Sr. and then George Bush Jr. Okay? So it depends on who you're talking about. If you just say George Bush, okay? And you're like, wait, who are you talking about? Then you say George Bush Sr. You're talking about the father. And then automatically George Bush becomes the other one, okay? So it can go both ways. You wouldn't call the father senior all the time, but you would call the son junior, okay? So for example, and like I said, what I just said, John the Second, this convention is not followed anymore. A lot of people don't really name their children like in that much lineage. Like you wouldn't say John and then the son is John and the grandson is John. People usually stop after one child. Okay? So yeah, George W. Bush and then George W. Bush Senior, Junior. Okay? Nito,
So, but I have a question. But if it's like in case they have like the third child who will be named like Junior, double Junior or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're saying like 3 generations of Johns, then it would be John Junior Junior, right? Like you don't say that. So you just say John the Second. So 2 juniors, John the Second. Okay. For all those who don't know, Jr. This is the way you say Junior. Okay.
Okay.
So if Norbert has a son and he names his son Norbert, so Norbert's son would be Norbert Jr.
No way.
No, Norbert's like, no way, Norbert's my name and I'm staying with it. So a lot of people want to give their kids fancy foreign names. What does fancy mean?
Fashion.
Yeah, fashionable. Exactly.
Fashionable.
Another way of saying fashionable is fancy. Okay, so when someone is dressed
Sophisticated.
up. Sophisticated is a little different. Fancy is basically when you're done up. All right, so done up. For example, when a woman dresses up, she wears a beautiful dress, the man can say, oh, you look very fancy tonight. So where are you going? You look very fancy. You look very dressed up. Okay? It doesn't have to be sophisticated, but it can be. Fancy just means, that you've dressed it up a lot. So people want to have dressed up foreign fancy names when they go to the notary public. This is where you get to have your child's name registered. They make birth certificates and the notary just spells it wrong. Okay? What does this mean? Awkward situations just for the sake of being different. What does this mean? Just for the sake of being different.
Sake.
Has anybody heard this expression?
Yeah, I have heard it, but I don't know how to explain it. There are lots of phrases like "in God's sakes" or something like that.
It means purpose. It means purpose.
Okay.
A reason. Okay? So this is saying making a strange situation just for the reason of being different. So they're like, I am going to make all this trouble for myself, and the reason is because I want to make trouble for myself. Okay? So for the sake of doing something is the purpose of doing it. Okay? I'm gonna share with you guys something. One of the co-founders of Verbling, his name is Michael, and it's spelled like this. And the first time I read it, I thought it was like an error. I was like, who named you like that? Don't email him. Okay?
Your secret is safe.
And he's from Sweden. So I was like, oh, is this how you spell Michael in Sweden?
Yeah, I was about to tell that it's Swedish name.
Yeah.
Mikael.
It's not Mikael. It's not Mikael. That's what I thought when I first met him. I'm like, oh, Mikael. He's like, no, it's actually Michael.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's actually Michael. So now you guys know. When you read that, it's actually like it's pronounced like the traditional name Michael, but it's spelled really strange. Anastasia, go ahead.
Yeah, because I have like a friend and she named her son Mikael. But they are like German, so it's kind of like a German name, like Mikhail. But in Russian, Mikhail. But in Russian, will be the equivalent of this name is Mikhail.
Yeah, and the thing is, like different names, even if they're spelled exactly the same, based on your language, you can pronounce them differently. So, for example, this name in English, we would read it as Mikael, but in Swedish, it's Michael. So it's different conventions. I'm actually 4 minutes over this class. I wish we had longer classes, but I have to end this broadcast and I'll be back with the next one. Okay, guys? Like we're going to continue reading. Yes, you're going to. I'm so sorry. I have to end broadcast at the hour, but I'll be right back in like 30 seconds. All right? So I hope to see you guys in the next class. All right?
Okay.
Okay, I'll be right back. And if you guys don't make it, bye. Thank you so much for joining, but hope to see you guys soon.